Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie The Martian, 2015, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. Imagine being stranded on an alien world, isolated, with only your own wits and creativity standing between survival and certain doom. That's the exhilarating premise behind The Martian, a science fiction drama directed by Ridley Scott, based on the best-selling novel by Andy Weir. Released in 2015, this film captivated audiences worldwide, blending the high-stakes tension of survival with moments of humor and human ingenuity that made it unforgettable. The movie unfolds on Mars, a hostile, barren world where survival seems impossible. The story follows Mark Watney, a member of the Aries 3 mission, left behind by his crew during a catastrophic storm. Believed to be dead, Mark awakens to find himself alone on the desolate planet. Armed with limited supplies and a determination to survive, he sets out on a journey of innovation, science, and sheer willpower. With every passing moment, the stakes rise as Mark faces challenges that would break most people. From securing food and water to establishing communication with Earth, every step he takes is a gamble against insurmountable odds. The genius of The Martian lies not only in its thrilling narrative but also in its grounded approach to science fiction. Ridley Scott's masterful direction immerses viewers in the stark beauty of Mars. Sweeping shots of crimson landscapes and distant horizons capture the loneliness of the planet while also creating a strange sense of wonder. These visuals are enhanced by a gripping screenplay written by Goddard, which strikes a perfect balance between tension and humor, delivering a survival story that's as intellectually stimulating as it is emotionally engaging. Mark Watney, played brilliantly by Matt Damon, is the heart and soul of the movie. His portrayal of a stranded astronaut resonates deeply with audiences, showing a man who refuses to give in to despair, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Watney's resilience is infectious, and his ability to problem-solve using science feels like a celebration of human ingenuity. From growing potatoes in Martian soil to reprogramming old technology, Watney's journey is a thrilling testament to the power of perseverance. But the film isn't just about Watney. Back on Earth, NASA scrambles to devise a plan to bring their stranded astronaut home. The tension is palpable as scientists and engineers pool their knowledge, racing against time to create a rescue mission that could save Mark or doom him. The teamwork, debates, and sheer brilliance on display make these earthbound scenes just as riveting as the struggles on Mars. And as the Aries 3 crew discovers that their crewmate is still alive, their camaraderie and determination to bring him home add another layer of emotional depth to the story. The plot of The Martian unfolds with a sense of urgency and pacing that keeps audiences hooked from start to finish. It begins with the chaos of the Martian storm, thrusting viewers into the middle of the action as the Aries 3 crew makes the heart-wrenching decision to abandon their mission. Watney's apparent death looms heavy, but as the dust settles and we see him come to life, injured but alive, the story transforms into a gripping tale of survival. Mark's early days on Mars are fraught with danger and desperation. The realization that he has limited rations, no means of communication, and a planet that's actively trying to kill him sets the tone for his journey. But rather than give in to fear, Watney approaches his situation with a mix of determination and dark humor. "I'm going to science the hell out of this," he declares, setting the stage for one of the most unique survival stories ever told. From creating water using hydrogen to painstakingly calculating his calorie intake, every small victory feels monumental, and the audience can't help but cheer him on. Back on Earth, the discovery that Watney is still alive sends shockwaves through NASA. What follows is a compelling blend of politics, science, and humanity as the agency debates how to handle the situation. Should they risk resources and lives to bring him back? Or is the cost simply too great? These moral dilemmas give the film a layer of complexity, exploring what it means to value human life and the lengths we'll go to save one of our own. One of the most exciting aspects of The Martian is the interplay between Watney's solo struggle and the collective effort to save him. As the world learns of his survival, the story takes on a global scale. Crowds gather to watch updates, engineers work overtime to devise solutions, and even rival nations come together to lend a hand. It's a powerful reminder of humanity's ability to unite in the face of adversity, transcending boundaries for a common goal. The movie is packed with thrilling twists and moments of nail-biting tension. From near-fatal explosions in Watney's habitat to the high-stakes launch of his rescue mission, every scene is charged with emotion. The climactic sequence, where Watney's crew attempts a daring maneuver to intercept his escape pod, is a masterclass in suspense. As the clock ticks down and the fate of their friend hangs in the balance, audiences are left on the edge of their seats, rooting for a miracle. Yet, amidst the tension, the film never loses its sense of humor. Watney's sarcastic commentary and witty observations provide much-needed levity, making him an incredibly relatable and likable protagonist. Moments like his triumphant space pirate declaration or his creative use of disco music add a light-hearted charm that balances the darker, more serious aspects of the story. What makes The Martian truly stand out is its celebration of science and problem-solving. The film treats its audience with intelligence, explaining complex processes in a way that's both accessible and fascinating. It's a story that inspires curiosity and awe, showing how the human mind can overcome even the most insurmountable challenges when faced with the impossible. The ending of The Martian is both satisfying and uplifting, delivering a powerful message about the resilience of the human spirit. As Watney's journey comes to a close, we're left with a sense of hope and inspiration, reminded that even in the darkest of times, there's always a way forward. The film's final moments are a triumphant celebration of perseverance, ingenuity, and the unbreakable bonds of humanity. With its stunning visuals, compelling performances, and thought-provoking narrative, The Martian is a cinematic triumph that resonates on every level. Whether you're a fan of science fiction, survival stories, or simply great filmmaking, this movie has something for everyone. Its blend of humor, heart, and high-stakes drama makes it an unforgettable experience, and its themes of hope and unity leave a lasting impact. And there you have it, a thrilling dive into the world of The Martian. But this is just the beginning. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the film's characters, themes, and behind-the-scenes secrets. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this journey, and be sure to subscribe for more exciting movie explorations. There's so much more to uncover, and we can't wait to share it all with you. The story of The Martian begins with an awe-inspiring scene that perfectly captures the essence of Mars, a vast, crimson desert stretching endlessly under a hazy sky. The Aries 3 mission team is hard at work, conducting research on the alien planet, their bright spacesuits standing out against the stark, barren landscape. The camaraderie among the crew is palpable as they go about their tasks, exchanging banter to lighten the weight of their monumental mission. Commander Melissa Lewis leads the team with a steady hand, balancing professionalism with an underlying warmth that keeps morale high in this distant and lonely world. But Mars, as it often does in tales of exploration, quickly reminds everyone of its unforgiving nature. A violent sandstorm, stronger than anything Earthbound weather systems could produce, barrels toward the team. The ferocity of the storm becomes apparent as the wind howls and visibility drops to near zero. Communication systems crackle with urgency as the crew scrambles to reach their ascent vehicle before the storm overtakes them. Panic sets in as equipment begins to fail under the relentless assault of the storm. In the chaos, Mark Watney, the team's botanist and mechanical engineer, is struck by debris and disappears into the swirling red storm. His biometric readings flatline, and the crew, devastated and pressed for time, makes the heartbreaking decision to leave him behind, assuming he's been killed. The ascent vehicle launches just as the storm threatens to tip it over, and the crew, heavy with grief, begins their somber return to Earth. But Mark isn't dead. He awakens hours later, alone, injured, and disoriented. The storm has passed, leaving behind an eerie stillness, broken only by the faint hiss of his suit's alarms. Realizing his situation, Mark assesses his injuries with a mix of calm determination and grim acceptance. He performs a grueling makeshift surgery on himself to remove a piece of antenna lodged in his abdomen, a scene that's as harrowing as it is indicative of his resilience. As the reality of his predicament sets in, Mark begins to evaluate his options. Stranded on Mars with limited supplies, no means of communication, and the next mission to the planet years away, his situation seems utterly hopeless. But Mark isn't one to give up easily. With a wry sense of humor that becomes his defining trait, he decides that if he's going to die, he'll do so fighting. "I'm not going to die here," he says, his voice steady despite the odds stacked against him. Mark's immediate focus shifts to survival. The HAB, a temporary living module designed to sustain the crew for the duration of their mission, is his only refuge. Inside, he takes stock of his supplies: food, water, oxygen, and the tools left behind by his team. It's a meager inventory, but Mark's mind, sharp and resourceful, begins to piece together a plan. He quickly realizes that his greatest challenge will be food. The rations left behind won't last long, and with no possibility of resupply, he'll have to find a way to grow his own food in the inhospitable Martian soil. What follows is a fascinating display of human ingenuity. Using his background in botany, Mark repurposes the HAB into a makeshift greenhouse. He collects soil from Mars, mixes it with his own waste to create fertilizer, and plants potatoes, vegetables intended as part of the crew's Thanksgiving dinner. It's a process filled with trial and error, and every small success feels monumental. When the first green sprout emerges from the soil, it's a moment of triumph that fills Mark with hope, a reminder that life can thrive even in the harshest conditions. Meanwhile, back on Earth, NASA is reeling from the loss of one of their astronauts. Public mourning is in full swing, and the Aries 3 mission becomes a somber chapter in the history of space exploration. But a sharp-eyed engineer, analyzing satellite images of the Martian surface, notices something unusual. Equipment near the HAB has been moved, and faint traces of activity suggest that Mark Watney might still be alive. The discovery sends shockwaves through NASA, igniting a frenzy of activity as the organization scrambles to confirm the impossible. Once it's clear that Mark is indeed alive, the focus shifts to figuring out how to communicate with him. The challenges are immense. Years have passed since humanity first reached Mars, and much of the equipment needed to establish contact has been decommissioned or repurposed. But NASA's team, driven by the realization that one of their own is still out there, refuses to give up. They pore over old blueprints, troubleshoot outdated systems, and brainstorm solutions, their determination mirroring Mark's own on Mars. Mark, meanwhile, is unaware of the efforts back on Earth. He continues his day-to-day survival, documenting his experiences in a series of video logs that serve as both a practical record and an outlet for his thoughts. These logs reveal his character in full: smart, resourceful, and funny, even in the face of incredible odds. He jokes about being the first colonist on Mars and makes sarcastic comments about the music collection left behind by his commander, which consists entirely of disco hits. As the days turn into weeks, Mark's routine becomes a delicate balance of problem-solving and careful planning. He calculates his caloric intake with precision, tends to his potato crops, and even ventures out of the HAB to repair damaged equipment. Each task, no matter how mundane, is a step toward survival, a testament to his resilience and adaptability. But Mars is relentless, and every victory is tempered by the knowledge that disaster could strike at any moment. The breakthrough moment comes when Mark stumbles upon the Pathfinder, an old probe that landed on Mars decades earlier. With painstaking effort, he repairs the probe and establishes a rudimentary means of communication with NASA. When the first message from Earth reaches him, it's a moment of pure joy and relief, a lifeline in the vast solitude of the Red Planet. The exchange between Mark and NASA is filled with humor and humanity, a reminder of the connection that binds us even across millions of miles. As Mark works to establish more reliable communication, NASA faces its own set of challenges. The organization must navigate bureaucratic hurdles, public scrutiny, and the technical difficulties of devising a rescue plan. The stakes are enormous, and every decision is fraught with risk. Yet the team's unwavering commitment to bringing Mark home fuels their efforts, creating a sense of urgency and hope that mirrors the astronaut's own determination. The story's progression is a masterclass in tension and pacing. Each new challenge feels insurmountable, and yet Mark's resourcefulness and NASA's ingenuity keep the narrative moving forward. The audience is drawn into the unfolding drama, rooting for Mark with every small success and holding their breath with every setback. It's a story of survival, but also one of connection, as humanity rallies around one man's fight to stay alive against all odds. Mark Watney's fight for survival on Mars takes a dramatic turn as the days stretch into weeks and the challenges he faces grow increasingly dire. His connection with NASA, painstakingly established through the Pathfinder probe, serves as a fragile lifeline. While this contact provides him with invaluable support and technical advice, it also underscores the vast distance separating him from Earth, a distance that, at times, feels insurmountable. Yet, Mark's humor and unyielding spirit remain constant, even as the situation becomes more precarious. With communication re-established, NASA works tirelessly to craft a plan to bring Mark home. They pore over every detail of the Aries 3 mission logs, analyze his current resources, and collaborate with space agencies around the globe. The solution they devise is audacious. They'll send a supply probe to Mars, giving Mark the provisions he needs to survive until the next manned mission can reach him. The timeline is tight, the risks monumental, but it's the best option they have. Meanwhile, Mark, ever the optimist, throws himself into preparations on his end. He repairs damaged equipment, expands his greenhouse, and meticulously maps out his remaining supplies. Back on Earth, the world is captivated by Mark's story. His video logs, transmitted back to NASA, are a mix of humor, ingenuity, and raw emotion, painting a vivid picture of a man determined to beat the odds. The public rallies behind him, and "Bring Him Home" becomes a global rallying cry. Crowds gather outside NASA headquarters, cheering for updates, while news channels broadcast every development. Mark Watney is no longer just an astronaut. He's a symbol of human resilience and the power of hope. As the launch of the supply probe nears, tension mounts. Engineers work around the clock to perfect every detail, knowing that even the smallest error could spell disaster. The launch itself is a nail-biting affair, with the entire world watching. When the rocket soars into the sky, cheers erupt around the globe. But triumph quickly turns to heartbreak when the probe explodes during ascent. The failure is devastating, and for a brief moment it feels as though all hope is lost. Mark, informed of the failure, faces the news with a grim determination. He acknowledges the severity of his situation but refuses to succumb to despair. Instead, he channels his energy into finding a solution. NASA, equally unwilling to give up, turns to an untested but daring plan. The Aries 3 crew, still en route back to Earth, will slingshot around the planet and return to Mars to rescue Mark. The maneuver is unprecedented, requiring precision and coordination on an unimaginable scale. To buy Mark enough time, he'll have to make a treacherous journey to the site of the Aries 4 mission, a trip that will take him thousands of kilometers across the unforgiving Martian terrain. Mark's journey is a story in itself, filled with moments of triumph and near catastrophe. He modifies his rover, equipping it with solar panels, life support systems, and everything he'll need for the journey. The trip is fraught with challenges: dust storms that obscure the sun, mechanical failures that threaten to derail his progress, and the ever-present isolation that weighs heavily on his mind. Yet, through it all, Mark's determination never wavers. He draws strength from the knowledge that he's not alone, that an entire planet is rooting for his survival. Back on Earth, the Aries 3 crew faces their own set of challenges. The decision to return to Mars isn't one they take lightly. It's a choice that puts their lives at risk and extends their mission by years. Yet, their bond with Mark and their shared sense of duty make the choice clear. Commander Lewis leads the charge, her determination matched only by the unwavering support of her crew. The camaraderie among them is palpable, a reminder of the strength that comes from working together toward a common goal. As Mark nears the Aries 4 site, the tension reaches a fever pitch. His rover, battered by the journey, is barely holding together, and his supplies are running dangerously low. The final stretch is the most perilous, requiring him to navigate treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather conditions. Each step forward feels like a victory, each obstacle a test of his resilience. By the time he reaches the Aries 4 site, he's exhausted but triumphant, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. The climax of the story unfolds in a breathtaking sequence of events. The Aries 3 crew executes their daring slingshot maneuver, using Earth's gravity to propel them back toward Mars. The maneuver itself is a marvel of engineering and physics, a high-stakes gamble that could either save Mark or cost them everything. As they approach the planet, the crew works in perfect unison, their bond stronger than ever. Each member has a role to play, and their collective effort is a testament to the power of teamwork. Mark's rescue involves a series of increasingly complex maneuvers, each one more harrowing than the last. To reach the Aries 3 crew, he must launch himself into orbit using a stripped-down Mars ascent vehicle, a process that's as dangerous as it is exhilarating. The vehicle, designed for minimal weight, lacks many of the safety features that would normally be standard. Mark's humor shines through even in these dire moments as he jokes about being the world's most expensive cargo. The final moments of the rescue are a breathtaking mix of tension and triumph. The Aries 3 crew, operating with razor-sharp precision, executes a daring maneuver to intercept Mark's vehicle. The scene is a masterclass in suspense, with split-second decisions determining the outcome. As Mark is pulled aboard, the relief is palpable, a wave of emotion that mirrors the collective sigh of relief felt by the audience. The return journey to Earth is bittersweet, filled with moments of reflection and camaraderie. Mark, ever the joker, lightens the mood with his humor, but the gravity of what he's endured is evident. The Aries 3 crew, now complete once more, shares a bond that's unbreakable, forged through shared adversity and a commitment to one another. Back on Earth, Mark's return is met with celebration and awe. Crowds gather to welcome him home, their cheers a testament to the power of hope and human ingenuity. Mark himself, while overwhelmed by the attention, remains humble, his focus on the people who made his survival possible. The story of his ordeal becomes a rallying cry for the potential of humanity, a reminder that even in the face of insurmountable odds, we can achieve the extraordinary. The film's characters are further enriched by the performances of the actors who bring them to life. Matt Damon's portrayal of Mark Watney is nothing short of masterful. He captures the character's humor, intelligence, and vulnerability with nuance, making Mark a protagonist who feels real and relatable. Jessica Chastain's Commander Lewis exudes strength and resolve, while Michael Pena, Kate Mara, Sebastian Stan, and Axel Hennie bring authenticity and depth to their roles as the Aries 3 crew. On Earth, Jeff Daniels, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Sean Bean, and Donald Glover deliver performances that balance gravity and humanity, ensuring that the film's earthbound scenes are as compelling as those on Mars. Together, these characters form a rich tapestry that drives the narrative forward. Each of them, in their own way, embodies the themes of resilience, collaboration, and hope that define The Martian. They're not just characters in a story, they're reflections of the best parts of ourselves, reminding us of our capacity for ingenuity, empathy, and perseverance. Their journeys, both individual and collective, are what make The Martian a film that resonates on both an emotional and intellectual level. The making of The Martian, 2015, is as compelling as the story it tells, filled with fascinating behind-the-scenes facts, unusual production quirks, and trivia that add layers to its already captivating narrative. Directed by Ridley Scott, known for his impeccable attention to detail, the movie is a triumph of creativity, collaboration, and science fiction brought to life. Let's dive into the strange, surprising, and fascinating facts about the making of this cinematic masterpiece. First, the realism of The Martian wasn't just a happy accident. It was the result of extensive consultation with NASA. From the very beginning, Ridley Scott and the film's production team were determined to ground the story in science as much as possible. Andy Weir's novel, on which the film is based, had already set a high bar with its meticulous research. To ensure the movie stayed true to this, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, provided insights on everything from spacecraft design to Martian habitats. They even consulted on how Watney's potato farm could theoretically work on Mars. NASA's involvement was so significant that the agency later used the movie as part of their public outreach to promote space exploration and the feasibility of future missions to Mars. One particularly intriguing fact about the film's production is how the Martian landscape was created. While Mars itself is, of course, unreachable, the filmmakers needed a location that could convincingly replicate its vast, barren, red terrain. They chose Wadi Rum in Jordan, a desert famous for its striking resemblance to the Red Planet. Wadi Rum has been a popular filming location for other science fiction movies, but what made its use in The Martian unique was the amount of effort put into enhancing its natural features. Visual effects artists meticulously color-graded the footage to give it the iconic reddish-orange hue of Mars, ensuring it looked both alien and believable. But that's not all when it comes to the film's visual magic. The interior shots of the Hermes spacecraft and Mark Watney's Martian habitat were constructed with an incredible level of detail. The production design team built fully functional sets, including a life-size replica of the rover Watney uses. The goal was to make the actors feel immersed in their environment so their performances would reflect genuine interactions with the space around them. Even the control panels inside the Hermes spacecraft were functional, allowing the cast to interact with buttons and displays in real time. This attention to authenticity extended to the sound design as well. The sounds of airlocks, rovers, and even the Martian wind were carefully engineered to match what scientists believe they would sound like on Mars. A fascinating and slightly humorous production challenge arose with the potato farm scenes. To depict Mark Watney's ingenious survival technique of growing potatoes using Martian soil and, well, human waste, the filmmakers had to recreate a realistic-looking potato crop in various stages of growth. However, actual potatoes didn't behave as predictably as the filmmakers had hoped. In some scenes, real potatoes were used, but for others, the production team resorted to using artificial plants because the real ones weren't growing fast enough or consistently enough to meet the shooting schedule. Ironically, one of the most memorable scenes in the film, where Watney lovingly tends to his potato plants, was made possible by a mix of real and fake crops. Speaking of humor, Matt Damon, who played Mark Watney, brought a lot of his own comedic flair to the role. While Andy Weir's novel is filled with Watney's sarcastic wit, Damon's delivery elevated many of the lines to new levels of charm and relatability. During filming, Damon would often improvise or tweak his lines slightly, adding a personal touch to the character. For instance, the now iconic line, "I'm going to have to science the hell out of this," was one of the moments where Damon leaned into the humor of the situation, making it a defining catchphrase for the movie. Another strange and delightful tidbit is how the production team approached weightlessness on the Hermes spacecraft. Instead of relying solely on CGI, Ridley Scott used a clever combination of wire rigs and practical effects to simulate zero gravity. In one particularly complex sequence, the actors were suspended on wires and filmed against green screens, allowing their movements to mimic the floating motions of astronauts. The process was grueling for the cast, as they had to maintain precise body control while suspended for long hours. Despite the challenges, the result was seamless, with the zero-gravity scenes adding to the film's immersive realism. One of the most unexpected behind-the-scenes stories involves Donald Glover, who played Rich Purnell, the eccentric astrodynamicist. Glover's scene where he demonstrates the Rich Purnell maneuver was shot in a single take, despite its complexity. In the scene, Purnell passionately explains his plan to slingshot the Hermes back to Mars using nothing but a pen, a stapler, and some desk supplies. Glover's natural improvisational skills made the moment both educational and entertaining, and the filmmakers decided to keep his first take because it perfectly captured Purnell's quirky genius. The film's music, composed by Harry Gregson Williams, also has an interesting story. While the score itself is hauntingly beautiful and underscores the film's emotional beats, the soundtrack's use of disco music became one of the movie's most endearing quirks. Songs like Hot Stuff by Donna Summer and Waterloo by ABBA are played throughout the movie, much to Mark Watney's humorous dismay. The decision to include disco music was inspired by a running joke in the book, where Commander Lewis's love for the genre becomes Watney's only source of entertainment. The juxtaposition of upbeat disco tracks with Watney's dire circumstances added a layer of irony and humor that audiences loved. The film concludes with Mark sharing his story, not as a tale of one man's survival, but as a testament to the power of perseverance, ingenuity, and the unbreakable human spirit. His journey, both harrowing and inspiring, serves as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way forward. The characters in The Martian are the heart and soul of the story, each bringing a unique dynamic that enhances the depth of the narrative. Mark Watney, portrayed by Matt Damon, is undeniably the centerpiece, but the supporting characters, from the dedicated NASA team to the loyal Aries 3 crew, each play pivotal roles in shaping the film's emotional core and driving its tension-filled plot. Mark Watney is the epitome of resilience and wit. A botanist and mechanical engineer, Mark's background makes him uniquely equipped to tackle the unimaginable situation of being stranded on Mars. However, it's not just his technical expertise that sets him apart, it's his unrelenting optimism. Despite the constant life-threatening challenges he faces, Mark never allows despair to consume him. His video logs, where he records his day-to-day efforts to survive, are laced with humor and sarcasm, showcasing his ability to maintain a sense of normalcy even when the odds are stacked against him. His quips about science ing the hell out of his predicament not only endear him to the audience but also highlight the power of intellect and creativity in overcoming adversity. Mark's character resonates because he's relatable despite his extraordinary circumstances. He's not portrayed as a flawless hero but as a man who feels fear, frustration, and loneliness. His moments of vulnerability, like when he tears up after realizing NASA has re-established contact or when his carefully cultivated potato crop is destroyed, humanize him and make his triumphs all the more satisfying. He's an everyman thrust into an impossible situation, and his ability to adapt and persevere embodies the best of the human spirit. Commander Melissa Lewis, played by Jessica Chastain, is a character defined by her strength, leadership, and profound sense of responsibility. As the commander of the Aries 3 mission, she is faced with the agonizing decision to leave Mark behind, believing him to be dead. This decision haunts her, and her determination to bring him back once she learns he's alive becomes a driving force in the latter half of the story. Lewis's leadership is steady and unwavering, and she's deeply respected by her crew. Yet, beneath her stoic exterior lies a fierce loyalty to her team, particularly Mark. Her decision to risk everything to rescue him showcases her moral courage and willingness to prioritize humanity over protocol. The rest of the Aries 3 crew, Martinez, Johansson, Beck, and Vogel, each bring their own unique personalities and skills to the mission. Michael Pena's Rick Martinez, the pilot, is Mark's closest friend on the crew, and his humor mirrors Mark's, providing moments of levity even in the tensest situations. Johansson, played by Kate Mara, is the mission systems operator and embodies quiet determination. Her calm demeanor under pressure is a crucial asset during the high-stakes rescue mission. Sebastian Stan's Dr. Beck, the flight surgeon, and Axel Henny's Vogel, the chemist, round out the team, each contributing their expertise and forming a cohesive unit that highlights the importance of teamwork. What makes the Aries 3 crew so compelling is their camaraderie. Their interactions feel genuine, filled with banter, shared memories, and an unspoken understanding of the risks they face together. This bond is what drives them to undertake the perilous mission to save Mark. They know the stakes, yet they never waver, showing that their loyalty to one another transcends the mission's official objectives. Their collective decision to turn the Hermes spacecraft around and head back to Mars is a testament to their unity and their belief in doing what's right, even when it comes at great personal cost. Back on Earth, the NASA team forms the backbone of the rescue operation. Jeff Daniels as Teddy Sanders, the NASA administrator, is a figure of authority who must balance pragmatism with the emotional weight of Mark's plight. Teddy's decisions are often calculated and sometimes cold, prioritizing the broader mission and NASA's reputation over individual sentiment. Yet, even he cannot ignore the public's outpouring of support for Mark and the global demand to bring him home. Teddy's role is a fascinating exploration of leadership under pressure, as he navigates the fine line between risk and reward. In contrast, Vincent Kapoor, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Mitch Henderson, portrayed by Sean Bean, represent the more emotional and ethical side of NASA. Vincent, the director of Mars missions, is deeply invested in Mark's survival. His relentless advocacy for finding a solution to bring Mark home showcases his empathy and determination. Mitch, the Aries 3 flight director, is equally passionate, often clashing with Teddy over the best course of action. Mitch's willingness to bend the rules to ensure Mark's safety highlights his strong moral compass and his unwavering belief in the value of human life. Rounding out the NASA team is Donald Glover's Rich Purnell, the eccentric astrodynamicist whose breakthrough solution, dubbed the Rich Purnell maneuver, becomes the cornerstone of the rescue mission. Rich's quirky, socially awkward demeanor provides a touch of humor, but his brilliance is undeniable. He represents the unsung heroes of space exploration, the behind-the-scenes geniuses whose work makes the impossible possible. His character is a reminder that innovation often comes from unexpected places and people. The interplay between the Earthbound characters adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. Each of them approaches Mark's situation from a different perspective, and their debates about the best course of action reflect the ethical dilemmas inherent in space exploration. Should NASA prioritize Mark's rescue at the expense of billions of dollars and the safety of others? Or should they accept his situation as an unavoidable loss and focus on future missions? These questions add depth to the story, making it more than just a tale of survival. It's also a meditation on the value of human life and the lengths we're willing to go to preserve it. Beyond the core characters, The Martian also shines a spotlight on humanity as a whole. The global response to Mark's predicament is a character in itself, reflecting the best of what humanity can be. The collaboration between nations, the public's unwavering support, and the collective investment in Mark's survival create a sense of unity that feels both aspirational and deeply moving. It's a reminder that in the face of adversity, we're capable of setting aside our differences and coming together for a common purpose. Another quirky fact about The Martian is its connection to real-world science. After the movie's release, scientists and engineers began analyzing its accuracy in detail. One of the most talked-about elements was the dust storm that sets the events of the movie in motion. While the storm makes for an exciting opening sequence, scientists pointed out that the atmospheric pressure on Mars is so low that such a storm wouldn't actually have the force to cause significant damage. Despite this minor inaccuracy, most experts praised the film for its scientific rigor and its role in inspiring public interest in space exploration. Perhaps one of the strangest and most heartwarming outcomes of the film's release was its impact on NASA's Mars program. The movie sparked a renewed interest in Mars exploration, with NASA even hosting special screenings for its employees. Public enthusiasm for space travel surged, and discussions about manned missions to Mars gained traction in political and scientific circles. In a way, The Martian became more than just a movie. It became a cultural phenomenon that bridged the gap between science fiction and science fact. Ridley Scott's meticulous planning and vision also led to some surprising choices during filming. For example, the scenes set in the NASA control room were filmed in an actual mission control center to give the movie an added layer of authenticity. The attention to detail extended to the costumes as well. The spacesuits worn by the Aries 3 crew were designed to be as functional as possible, with built-in cooling systems to keep the actors comfortable during long shooting days. Each suit cost an estimated $100,000 to create, making them some of the most expensive props in the film. Lastly, The Martian holds the distinction of being one of the few science fiction films to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar, while also winning a Golden Globe for Best Comedy or Musical. This unusual combination of accolades speaks to the movie's ability to blend drama, humor, and science into a cohesive and entertaining package. From its scientifically grounded story to its quirky behind-the-scenes anecdotes, The Martian stands out as a testament to the power of collaboration, creativity, and resilience. It's a film that celebrates the best of humanity, both in its narrative and in its production, leaving audiences with a renewed sense of wonder and a desire to explore the unknown. The Martian, 2015, is more than just a thrilling science fiction movie. It's a narrative about survival, innovation, and humanity's unyielding spirit. Through critical examination of its pivotal events, the film's depth and impact become even clearer. These events, though thrilling on the surface, carry profound thematic and emotional weight that leaves audiences thinking long after the credits roll. Let's journey through The Martian's critical moments, uncovering how they shaped its reception and gave it its lasting resonance. The opening sequence sets the tone for everything to come. Mark Watney, played brilliantly by Matt Damon, is struck by debris during a violent Martian storm, leading his crew to assume he's dead. This event, critical to the entire narrative, not only creates immediate tension but also establishes the stakes. Mars is no playground. For critics, this opening served as a masterclass in cinematic storytelling. Ridley Scott wastes no time plunging the audience into chaos, yet within those moments of crisis, the film subtly begins to build its foundation of hope. The storm isn't just a plot device. It's a symbolic reminder of nature's indifference and humanity's vulnerability, a theme that recurs throughout the film. After Watney regains consciousness and realizes he's been left behind, the film shifts gears into a survival story unlike any other. His first major decision, to return to the habitat and assess his resources, is presented with such practicality and humor that it instantly endears him to the audience. Critics and fans alike praised this scene for its tonal balance. Watney's dry wit, as he documents his plan to science the hell out of this, underscores his resilience, while his methodical approach to problem-solving gives viewers a tangible sense of his intelligence. This moment resonates deeply because it frames survival as both a mental and emotional challenge. Watney's humor becomes his shield against despair, illustrating the power of optimism even in the direst circumstances. The discovery of Watney's survival by NASA is another key turning point, layered with critical significance. When satellite images reveal signs of life, the story expands beyond Watney's personal struggle. It becomes a tale of global collaboration and shared humanity. Critics often highlight this moment as the film's emotional heartbeat. Suddenly, the narrative is no longer just about one man, it's about an entire planet uniting to save him. This theme of interconnectedness resonated with audiences worldwide, particularly in a time when divisions often dominate headlines. The scene also showcases the ethical dilemmas faced by NASA officials. Should they inform Watney's crew, who are en route back to Earth, risking their emotional stability? Or should they wait? These questions add complexity to the narrative, emphasizing that even in moments of triumph, tough decisions are inevitable. One of the film's most celebrated events is Watney's decision to grow potatoes using Martian soil and, famously, his own waste. On the surface, it's a moment of ingenuity and comic relief, but its critical significance runs deeper. This act symbolizes humanity's ability to adapt and innovate in the face of adversity. It's also a testament to the film's commitment to scientific realism. Many critics praised The Martian for making science exciting and accessible, with this scene becoming a standout example. Watney's triumph in creating a sustainable food source transforms Mars from an uninhabitable wasteland into something slightly more familiar, bridging the gap between the alien and the human. As Watney faces obstacle after obstacle, one of the most heart-stopping moments comes when an airlock breach destroys his potato crop. This scene, devastating in its simplicity, strips Watney of his hard-earned security. Critics lauded the sequence for its emotional weight. The breach isn't just about the loss of food, it's about the fragility of human progress. In an instant, everything Watney has built is undone, reminding viewers of the harsh reality of survival. Yet, even in his lowest moment, Watney doesn't give up. His perseverance becomes a defining characteristic, reinforcing the film's core message: resilience in the face of insurmountable odds. The launch of the Aries 4 MAV, Mars Ascent Vehicle, is another critical event that drew both praise and analysis. As Watney modifies the MAV to make it lighter for his rescue, the film shifts into its most nerve-wracking phase. The decision to strip the vehicle down to its bare essentials, even removing its nose cone, serves as a metaphor for vulnerability. Watney is literally exposed to the vacuum of space, relying entirely on his team to save him. Critics noted the emotional intensity of this sequence, as it encapsulates the film's central theme of trust. Watney's survival depends not just on his ingenuity but on the collective effort of those working to bring him home. This moment underscores the film's optimistic view of humanity. When we work together, even the impossible becomes achievable. Perhaps the most emotionally resonant scene is the moment of Watney's rescue. As the Hermes crew executes their daring plan to intercept him, the film reaches its climax. The tension is palpable, with every second feeling like an eternity. The decision to have Commander Lewis, Jessica Chastain, personally retrieve Watney adds a layer of poetic justice. Critics have pointed out that this scene symbolizes redemption, not just for Lewis, who felt the weight of leaving Watney behind, but for humanity as a whole. It's a moment of pure triumph, made all the more powerful by its emotional build-up. When Watney finally reunites with his crew, it's not just a victory for him but for everyone who fought to make it possible. The film's ending, which shows Watney teaching a class of aspiring astronauts, is both satisfying and thought-provoking. It ties the narrative together, showing that his ordeal wasn't just about survival but about inspiring others. Critics praised this choice, as it reinforces the film's hopeful tone. Watney's journey isn't just a personal triumph, it's a testament to the potential of human perseverance and curiosity. The scene also serves as a reminder that space exploration is a collective endeavor, with each success building on the sacrifices and achievements of those who came before. From a thematic perspective, The Martian is rich with layers of meaning. At its core, the film is about the human spirit's capacity to overcome adversity. Watney's humor and determination embody this theme, turning what could have been a bleak survival story into a celebration of resilience. The film also explores the ethics of space exploration, posing questions about the value of a single life versus the resources required to save it. While it never offers definitive answers, it encourages viewers to reflect on the choices we make as a species. Another critical perspective focuses on the film's portrayal of science and teamwork. Unlike many science fiction movies that rely on speculative technology or fantastical elements, The Martian grounds its narrative in reality. Critics praised the film for making science feel accessible and exciting, with many noting its potential to inspire a new generation of scientists and engineers. The emphasis on collaboration, both within NASA and among the Hermes crew, reinforces the idea that humanity's greatest achievements come from working together. The film's emotional resonance is perhaps its most enduring quality. Watney's journey is one of isolation, perseverance, and ultimately, connection. His ability to maintain hope in the face of overwhelming odds resonates deeply with audiences, making his triumphs feel personal. The film's humor, much of it derived from Watney's sarcastic commentary, adds a layer of humanity to the story, making it relatable even in its most fantastical moments. Critics and audiences alike were also struck by the film's optimistic view of the future. In a time when many movies focus on dystopian themes, The Martian stands out as a celebration of human potential. Its message is clear. Even in the face of the unknown, we have the tools and the ingenuity to overcome any challenge. This optimism, coupled with its emotional depth and thrilling narrative, solidified The Martian as one of the most impactful films of its time. Ultimately, The Martian is a story about humanity at its best. Its significant events, analyzed from a critical perspective, reveal a narrative that is as emotionally resonant as it is thrilling. By exploring themes of resilience, collaboration, and hope, the film leaves a lasting impression, reminding viewers of the extraordinary potential that lies within us all. The Making of The Martian, 2015, was as much a story of collaboration, ingenuity, and perseverance as the film's narrative itself. Behind the scenes, Ridley Scott and his team worked tirelessly to bring Andy Weir's gripping novel to life, weaving meticulous detail and a shared passion for storytelling into every frame. The production was a feat of modern filmmaking, balancing scientific accuracy, stunning visuals, and a compelling emotional core. Along the way, the cast and crew experienced challenges, celebrated breakthroughs, and created a treasure trove of fascinating anecdotes that give us a deeper appreciation for the movie's creation. From the outset, Ridley Scott knew he was tackling a project of massive scale and complexity. The decision to adapt The Martian came at a time when space exploration narratives were gaining momentum, yet Scott's vision set it apart. His focus wasn't just on the grandiosity of space but on the humanity of the story. To do justice to Andy Weir's meticulous research, the filmmakers consulted with NASA, weaving real-world science into the script. The collaboration ensured that the film's depiction of space exploration felt authentic, bridging the gap between Hollywood spectacle and scientific accuracy. NASA's involvement extended far beyond casual consultation. The agency provided input on everything from the design of the spacecraft to the Martian landscapes depicted in the film. One fun fact is that the spacesuits worn by the cast were inspired by actual NASA prototypes. Costume designer Janty Yates worked closely with NASA engineers to ensure the suits looked realistic while also being functional for the actors. However, despite their futuristic appearance, the suits were notoriously uncomfortable. Matt Damon, who played Mark Watney, often joked about the sweltering heat inside the suit during filming. To combat this, the production team installed portable air conditioning units nearby, allowing the actors to cool down between takes. The depiction of Mars itself was a monumental challenge. While shooting on the Red Planet was, of course, impossible, the filmmakers needed to create a setting that felt both alien and grounded in reality. Wadi Rum, a desert in Jordan known for its striking red sandstone formations, served as the primary filming location for the Martian exteriors. The rugged terrain and eerie landscapes provided the perfect backdrop, with minimal CGI required to transform it into Mars. Filming in the desert wasn't without its challenges, though. Sandstorms would occasionally disrupt the schedule, adding an unexpected layer of authenticity to the production. One of the most striking aspects of The Martian is its emphasis on science and innovation, both of which played a significant role in its creation. For the scenes involving Watney's makeshift farm, the production team went to great lengths to replicate the process of growing potatoes on Mars. The potatoes were real, grown specifically for the film. Matt Damon's interactions with the crops became an endearing behind-the-scenes moment for the crew, who jokingly referred to him as the Martian farmer. Another fascinating element of the production was the habitat, which served as Watney's home and workspace on Mars. The set design was a marvel of engineering, constructed to resemble what a real Mars habitat might look like. The hab was built as a functional space, allowing Damon to interact with his environment in a natural way. Interestingly, the hab's interior was designed to reflect Watney's journey, starting as a sterile, scientific space and gradually becoming more lived-in and personal as Watney adapted to his isolation. The film's emphasis on realism extended to its portrayal of space travel and the Hermes spacecraft. Production designer Arthur Max collaborated with NASA to create a spaceship that felt both futuristic and plausible. The Hermes set was constructed as a modular unit, allowing the camera to navigate through its narrow corridors seamlessly. This design choice added to the film's immersive quality, making viewers feel as though they were aboard the spacecraft alongside the crew. Fun fact: the Hermes design was partially inspired by the International Space Station, with added cinematic flair to enhance its visual appeal. Working within these meticulously designed sets, the cast brought the story to life with humor, heart, and authenticity. Matt Damon's performance as Mark Watney was a standout, but his portrayal wasn't without its challenges. Damon filmed most of his scenes alone, a process he described as both liberating and daunting. Without other actors to interact with, he had to rely on his own instincts to convey Watney's emotions. To prepare for the role, Damon worked closely with Ridley Scott, who provided constant feedback and encouragement. Their collaboration resulted in a performance that was both grounded and deeply human. Damon's isolation on set mirrored Watney's solitude on Mars, creating a unique parallel between actor and character. This dynamic wasn't lost on the crew, who often joked about Damon being left behind while they focused on other parts of the production. Despite the humor, the sense of camaraderie among the cast and crew was evident. Jessica Chastain, who played Commander Lewis, recalled how the cast bonded over their shared passion for the story. Even though the Hermes crew and Watney rarely shared screen time, their chemistry off-screen added depth to their performances. The film's use of music also played a significant role in shaping its tone. Watney's love-hate relationship with Commander Lewis's disco playlist became a recurring joke, providing moments of levity amidst the tension. The decision to include iconic disco tracks like Starman by David Bowie and Waterloo by ABBA wasn't just for comedic effect, it was a nod to the era of optimism and exploration. Ridley Scott believed that the music added a layer of nostalgia, reminding viewers of humanity's enduring spirit. Post-production on The Martian was as meticulous as its filming process. Editor Pietro Scalia worked tirelessly to balance the film's multiple storylines, ensuring that Watney's solo journey on Mars was seamlessly interwoven with the efforts of NASA and the Hermes crew. The editing process also involved enhancing the visual effects, particularly in scenes involving Mars' harsh environment and space travel. Visual effects supervisor Richard Stammers and his team used a combination of practical effects and CGI to create a world that felt both alien and believable. One particularly fun anecdote from post-production involves the film's now iconic tagline, "Bring him home." Initially, the marketing team struggled to come up with a phrase that captured the film's essence. After brainstorming sessions and input from Ridley Scott, the tagline was born, encapsulating the film's emotional core. The simplicity of the phrase resonated deeply with audiences, becoming a rallying cry for the movie's promotional campaign. When The Martian premiered, it was met with widespread acclaim, both for its storytelling and its production values. Behind-the-scenes stories about the film's creation began to emerge, adding to its allure. One of the most heartwarming moments came when NASA publicly praised the film for its accurate portrayal of space exploration. The agency even used the film as a tool to inspire interest in its Mars exploration programs, showcasing the unique relationship between Hollywood and science. In retrospect, the making of The Martian was as much a triumph of teamwork and innovation as the story it told. From the scorching deserts of Jordan to the intricately designed sets of the Hermes spacecraft, every element of the production was crafted with care and precision. The cast and crew's shared passion for the project shines through in every frame, creating a film that is not only visually stunning but also emotionally resonant. Ultimately, the production of The Martian stands as a testament to the power of storytelling. Through their dedication and creativity, Ridley Scott and his team transformed Andy Weir's novel into a cinematic experience that continues to inspire and entertain audiences around the world. And just like Watney's journey on Mars, the film's creation was a reminder that even the most daunting challenges can be overcome with ingenuity, perseverance, and a little bit of humor. The setting of The Martian is one of its most defining elements, serving as both a breathtaking spectacle and a central character in its story. Ridley Scott, known for his visual mastery, transforms the harsh, barren landscape of Mars into a vivid and immersive world that feels simultaneously alien and familiar. The film's settings and cinematic elements are intricately designed to enhance the narrative, pulling the audience into the isolation and resilience of Mark Watney's survival. Each location and every visual choice contributes to the story's emotional resonance, creating a cinematic experience that is as captivating as it is impactful. Mars, in The Martian, is more than just a backdrop. It is an unrelenting antagonist. The production team chose Wadi Rum, a desert in Jordan, as the primary filming location for Mars. Known for its dramatic red rock formations and vast, desolate expanses, Wadi Rum has often been used as a stand-in for alien landscapes in films. However, in The Martian, the desert wasn't just a filming location, it was a canvas. The deep reds and oranges of the rocks, combined with the endless horizon, created a visual representation of the planet's unforgiving nature. The choice of Wadi Rum allowed the filmmakers to minimize the use of CGI, grounding the film in a reality that the audience could almost touch. The Martian environment is depicted as simultaneously awe-inspiring and terrifying. Wide shots of Watney's solitary figure against the vast, empty terrain emphasize his isolation and vulnerability. The endless expanse of Mars is both a source of beauty and a reminder of the overwhelming odds he faces. Cinematographer Dariusz Wolski employed sweeping panoramic shots to capture the scale of the planet, contrasting it with the confined spaces of the Hab and the Hermes spacecraft. This interplay between vastness and confinement underscores the dichotomy of Watney's experience, his determination to survive in an environment that is inherently hostile to human life. One of the film's most striking visual elements is its use of color. The rich, earthy tones of Mars are contrasted with the cold, metallic interiors of the Hermes and NASA's Mission Control. This deliberate choice in color palette not only differentiates the settings but also reflects the emotional tone of each environment. Mars, with its warm hues, feels alive yet indifferent, while the cooler tones of NASA convey precision and control. These visual contrasts help the audience navigate the film's multiple storylines, seamlessly transitioning between Watney's solitary struggle and the collective efforts to bring him home. The hab, or habitat, where Watney spends much of his time, is a triumph of production design. Constructed as a fully functional set, the hab is designed to feel both practical and lived in. Initially, the space is sterile and scientific, reflecting its purpose as a temporary research station. However, as Watney adapts to his new reality, the hab begins to take on his personality. The small personal touches he adds, a makeshift calendar, his growing potato crop, and handwritten notes, transform the space into a symbol of his resilience and ingenuity. The evolution of the hab mirrors Watney's journey, making it a subtle yet powerful storytelling device. Lighting plays a crucial role in establishing the mood and tone of the Martian. On Mars, the lighting is often soft and diffused, mimicking the planet's thin atmosphere and distant sun. This creates a dreamlike quality, heightening the sense of alienation. In contrast, the interiors of the hab and Hermes are brightly lit, emphasizing the artificial nature of these environments. One particularly memorable scene involves Watney repairing his rover under the faint glow of Mars' two moons. The interplay of light and shadow in this scene not only highlights the meticulous attention to detail, but also underscores the fragility of Watney's situation. The film's cinematography is a masterclass in visual storytelling. Dariusz Wolski's camera work captures both the grandeur of Mars and the intimacy of Watney's struggle. The use of long, uninterrupted takes allows the audience to immerse themselves in the setting, while close-ups of Watney's face convey the depth of his emotions. One of the most effective techniques employed is the use of point-of-view shots, particularly during Watney's video logs. These moments break the fourth wall, drawing the audience into his experience and creating a sense of shared connection. The logs also serve as a visual diary, charting his physical and emotional journey over the course of the film. The sound design in The Martian is another critical element that enhances the setting. Mars is depicted as eerily silent, with only the faint sound of wind to break the stillness. This absence of sound amplifies the tension, making every creak of Watney's suit or beep of his equipment feel significant. In contrast, the bustling activity of NASA and the Hermes is filled with layers of sound, conversations, alarms, and the hum of machinery. These auditory contrasts reinforce the film's themes of isolation and connection, highlighting the stark differences between Watney's solitary existence and the collective effort to save him. Music also plays a pivotal role in shaping the film's atmosphere. The use of disco music, a quirky choice inspired by Commander Lewis's playlist, provides moments of levity amidst the tension. Tracks like Waterloo by ABBA and Hot Stuff by Donna Summer not only add humor but also serve as a connection between Watney and the team working to rescue him. The juxtaposition of upbeat disco tunes with the stark reality of his situation creates a unique tonal balance, making the film both entertaining and emotionally resonant. Composer Harry Gregson Williams complements the disco tracks with a score that is equal parts haunting and hopeful, using orchestral and electronic elements to underscore the film's emotional beats. One of the most visually striking sequences in the film is the Mars storm that sets the story in motion. The storm, depicted with a mix of practical effects and CGI, is a chaotic whirlwind of dust and debris. The intensity of the scene is heightened by the interplay of visuals and sound, immersing the audience in the danger faced by the crew. This sequence not only establishes the perilous nature of Mars but also sets the stage for Watney's journey, foreshadowing the challenges he will face in his fight for survival. The Hermes spacecraft, designed with input from NASA, is another key setting that showcases the film's attention to detail. The ship's interiors are sleek and functional, with a modular design that feels both futuristic and practical. The rotating gravity wheel, a standout feature of the Hermes, is depicted with stunning realism, using a combination of physical sets and CGI. The scenes aboard the Hermes are often shot with smooth, fluid camera movements, emphasizing the grace and precision of life in zero gravity. This visual style contrasts sharply with the rugged, unpredictable terrain of Mars, reinforcing the thematic dichotomy of the film. Even the smaller details in The Martian contribute to its immersive quality. The design of Watney's rover, for example, was carefully researched to reflect what a real Mars rover might look like. The vehicle becomes a symbol of Watney's resourcefulness, with each modification representing his determination to adapt and survive. Similarly, the use of real NASA technology and terminology lends an air of authenticity to the film, grounding its sci-fi elements in reality. Ultimately, the settings and cinematic elements of The Martian are not just visually stunning but also deeply integral to its storytelling. Every choice, from the location of Mars exteriors to the design of the Hermes, serves to enhance the film's atmosphere and emotional impact. Ridley Scott's meticulous attention to detail, combined with Dariusz Wolski's masterful cinematography, creates a world that is as immersive as it is compelling. Through its settings and visual elements, The Martian draws the audience into Watney's journey, making his triumphs and setbacks feel personal and profound. The film's success lies in its ability to transport viewers to another world while keeping the story rooted in human emotion. The interplay of light, color, sound, and space creates a cinematic experience that is both visually breathtaking and emotionally resonant. By turning Mars into a character in its own right, The Martian transforms a barren, lifeless planet into a stage for one of the most inspiring tales of survival and ingenuity ever told. Behind-the-scenes insights from The Martian reveal a fascinating tapestry of creativity, collaboration, and ingenuity that mirrors the very themes of the film itself. Directed by Ridley Scott and based on Andy Weir's best-selling novel, the film's journey from page to screen was nothing short of extraordinary. What unfolded behind the camera was as compelling as the survival tale being told in front of it, with moments of humor, camaraderie, and problem-solving that made the production process both challenging and rewarding. One of the most delightful aspects of the production was the dynamic among the cast and crew. Matt Damon, who played the resourceful and resilient astronaut Mark Watney, became the heart of the set with his humor and approachability. Matt Damon, who played the resourceful and resilient astronaut Mark Watney, became the heart of the set with his humor and approachability. Despite carrying the weight of the film on his shoulders, Damon was known for keeping the atmosphere light. In between takes, he would crack jokes, impersonate his co-stars, and even play pranks on the crew. His ability to stay grounded and playful amidst the intense demands of the role was a morale booster for everyone involved. The relationship between Ridley Scott and Matt Damon was another key element of the behind-the-scenes chemistry. Damon often joked in interviews that working with Scott was like working with a general, given the director's precise and efficient style. Scott, a veteran filmmaker, is known for his meticulous planning, and he approached The Martian with the same level of detail. The two shared a mutual respect and understanding, which translated into a seamless collaboration on set. Damon once recounted how Scott would rarely give him line readings or over-direct him, trusting the actor's instincts to bring Watney to life. The camaraderie wasn't limited to just Damon and Scott. The ensemble cast, including Jessica Chastain, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Jeff Daniels, and others, shared a strong bond despite filming many of their scenes separately. Jessica Chastain, who played Commander Melissa Lewis, was particularly passionate about her role. She even consulted with real-life astronauts to understand the nuances of space travel and leadership. During breaks, Chastain and her co-stars would engage in spirited debates about the science behind the film, often turning to NASA consultants on set for clarification. These moments of intellectual curiosity not only deepened their understanding of the story but also added a layer of authenticity to their performances. One of the most surprising behind-the-scenes stories involves the filming location for Mars. While many might assume the barren, alien landscape was entirely a product of CGI, much of it was filmed on location in Wadi Rum, Jordan. The desert's striking red rock formations and vast, empty vistas were a perfect stand-in for the Martian surface. The crew faced numerous challenges filming in such a remote and harsh environment, including extreme temperatures and unpredictable weather. However, these obstacles only added to the sense of adventure. The cast would often joke about being on Mars and would share stories of their experiences camping out in the middle of nowhere. To create the illusion of Mars, the production team also relied heavily on practical effects and innovative set designs. For example, the interior of the hab, where Watney spends much of his time, was constructed as a fully functional set. The design team worked tirelessly to ensure every detail was accurate, from the placement of scientific equipment to the growing potato plants. Matt Damon spent weeks rehearsing in the hab, familiarizing himself with the space so that his movements and interactions felt natural. Interestingly, the potatoes seen in the film were real, grown specifically for the production. Damon even joked about becoming an expert in potato farming by the end of the shoot. One of the film's most complex sequences to shoot was the storm that strands Watney on Mars. The scene required a combination of practical effects, including massive wind machines and debris cannons, as well as digital enhancements. The cast and crew spent days battling the simulated storm, with Matt Damon enduring gusts of wind so strong they would knock him off balance. Despite the physical demands, Damon remained in good spirits, often laughing at the absurdity of the situation. The crew, meanwhile, had to carefully choreograph every shot to ensure the storm appeared chaotic yet controlled on screen. Another fascinating aspect of the production was the collaboration with NASA. The space agency played a significant role in shaping the film's authenticity, providing technical advice and even access to some of their facilities. Several scenes set in NASA's Mission Control were filmed on location, adding an extra layer of realism. The production team worked closely with NASA scientists and engineers to ensure the accuracy of everything from the spacecraft designs to the protocols for a Mars mission. This partnership not only lent credibility to the film but also inspired many viewers to take an interest in space exploration. The visual effects team, led by VFX supervisor Richard Stammers, faced the daunting task of bringing Mars to life. While practical locations like Wadi Rum provided a strong foundation, many elements, such as the vast Martian skies and dust storms, were created digitally. The team spent months studying images and data from NASA's Mars rovers to ensure the visual effects were as realistic as possible. One particularly challenging sequence involved Watney's journey across the Martian landscape in his rover. The VFX artists meticulously crafted the shifting sands, tire tracks, and changing light conditions to create a seamless and immersive experience. Sound design was another critical component of the film's production. Supervising sound editor Oliver Tarney and his team faced the unique challenge of creating an auditory landscape for Mars, a place where sound behaves differently due to the thin atmosphere. To achieve this, they used a combination of real-world recordings and digital manipulation. The result is a soundscape that feels both familiar and alien, enhancing the sense of immersion. For the scenes set in space, the team adhered to the principle of silence, using only muted vibrations and ambient sounds to convey the vacuum of space. This attention to detail added an extra layer of authenticity to the film. One of the more light-hearted behind-the-scenes anecdotes involves the film's use of disco music. Ridley Scott and the producers had a blast selecting tracks for Commander Lewis's playlist, which became a recurring motif throughout the film. The disco hits, including Donna Summer's Hot Stuff and ABBA's Waterloo, provided a stark contrast to the serious tone of the story. Matt Damon later revealed that he couldn't get some of the songs out of his head, joking that he developed a love-hate relationship with disco by the end of the shoot. Despite the many challenges, the production of The Martian was a testament to teamwork and resilience. One of the most inspiring moments came during the filming of the climactic rescue scene. The sequence, which involves Watney being launched into space and caught by the Hermes crew, required a combination of wire work, green screen, and precise choreography. The cast and crew spent weeks perfecting the scene, with Damon spending hours suspended in a harness. The effort paid off, as the sequence became one of the most thrilling and emotional moments in the film. The post-production process was equally demanding, with Ridley Scott overseeing every aspect of editing, sound mixing, and visual effects. The director's hands-on approach ensured that the final product was a cohesive and polished masterpiece. Composer Harry Gregson Williams also played a crucial role, crafting a score that balanced tension, humor, and hope. The music became an integral part of the film's identity, enhancing its emotional impact. Through all the trials and triumphs, the production of The Martian mirrored the story it was telling, a tale of perseverance, ingenuity, and the power of human collaboration. The dedication of the cast and crew, combined with Ridley Scott's visionary direction, resulted in a film that not only entertained audiences but also inspired them. Behind the scenes, it was clear that the making of The Martian was as much an adventure as the journey of Mark Watney himself. At its core, The Martian is a story about survival, resilience, and the unyielding human spirit. The themes explored in the film resonate on both individual and collective levels, creating a rich tapestry of ideas that elevate it beyond a simple tale of space exploration. Through symbolism and carefully crafted narrative threads, The Martian presents profound insights into the human condition, our relationship with science and nature, and the power of hope. One of the most prominent themes in the film is survival against all odds. Mark Watney's struggle to stay alive on Mars becomes a microcosm of humanity's innate ability to adapt and overcome. Stranded on a planet that is hostile to life, Watney exemplifies the idea that survival is not just a physical challenge but also a mental one. His unwavering determination to science the hell out of this reflects the theme of resourcefulness, a key aspect of human resilience. Each problem Watney faces, from growing food to creating water and repairing his equipment, serves as a metaphor for life's obstacles. His ability to think critically and remain optimistic even in the direst of circumstances underscores the film's message. Survival is not just about enduring, it's about thriving in adversity. The theme of isolation runs parallel to the story of survival, adding depth to Watney's journey. Alone on a planet millions of miles from Earth, he experiences the profound loneliness that comes with being completely cut off from humanity. This isolation is symbolized by the vast, barren Martian landscape, which serves as both a prison and a canvas for Watney's ingenuity. Yet, rather than succumbing to despair, Watney uses his solitude as a source of strength. His video logs, where he humorously narrates his daily struggles, become a lifeline, bridging the gap between himself and an unseen audience. Through these moments, the film explores how humor and self-expression can be powerful tools for coping with loneliness. Science and innovation form another central theme in The Martian, highlighting humanity's ability to solve problems through knowledge and creativity. The film celebrates the scientific method, presenting it as a beacon of hope and a means of overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. Watney's experiments, calculations, and inventions are not just practical solutions. They are acts of faith in human ingenuity. This theme is reinforced by the collaboration on Earth, where scientists and engineers come together to devise a plan to bring Watney home. Their collective effort symbolizes the potential of human collaboration and the importance of teamwork in achieving great feats. Symbolism plays a crucial role in conveying the film's themes. One of the most striking symbols in The Martian is the potato. On the surface, it's a simple crop, chosen by Watney because it's easy to grow and provides sustenance. However, the potato becomes a symbol of resilience and hope. Watney's makeshift potato farm represents his ability to create life in an environment that is inherently lifeless. It also serves as a reminder of the importance of adaptability. Watney uses his ingenuity to turn Martian soil, human waste, and limited resources into a thriving garden. The potatoes are more than just food. They are a testament to his will to survive and his ability to find solutions in the face of overwhelming odds. Another powerful symbol is the rover, which Watney uses to explore the Martian surface and ultimately make his journey to the Aries 4 site. The rover represents mobility, progress, and the human drive to explore. It becomes an extension of Watney's character, embodying his resourcefulness and determination. As he modifies and relies on the rover for survival, it also symbolizes humanity's ability to adapt technology to suit our needs. The rover's journey across the Martian landscape mirrors Watney's emotional journey, moving from despair to hope as he inches closer to rescue. The theme of connection is subtly woven throughout the film, contrasting Watney's isolation with the collective efforts of those working to save him. NASA's mission control, the astronauts aboard the Hermes, and even the global community watching from Earth are all linked by their shared goal of bringing Watney home. This theme is symbolized by the radio communication between Watney and Earth. The moment he establishes contact with NASA is a turning point in the story, representing the power of communication to bridge even the vastest distances. It's a reminder that no one is truly alone when others are willing to reach out. Hope, as a theme, permeates every aspect of The Martian. Watney's unwavering optimism in the face of adversity is infectious, inspiring those around him to keep pushing forward. This hope is mirrored in the reactions of the people on Earth, who rally together to support the mission to rescue him. The global response to Watney's plight, with people from different nations and backgrounds uniting for a common cause, underscores the idea that hope can transcend boundaries. The film's climax, where Watney is finally rescued, is the ultimate realization of this theme, a moment that celebrates the triumph of hope and perseverance over despair. The Martian landscape itself is symbolic, serving as both a setting and a metaphor. The vast, desolate terrain of Mars represents the unknown, a frontier that challenges human ingenuity and resilience. Its stark beauty is both awe-inspiring and intimidating, reminding viewers of the fragile balance between humanity and nature. Mars is an antagonist in the story, constantly throwing obstacles in Watney's path, yet it also becomes a canvas for his ingenuity. The transformation of the Martian environment, turning barren soil into fertile ground, parallels Watney's own journey of growth and self-discovery. Themes of sacrifice and selflessness are explored through the actions of the supporting characters. The crew of the Hermes, led by Commander Melissa Lewis, makes the ultimate sacrifice by choosing to extend their mission and risk their lives to save Watney. This decision underscores the importance of loyalty and camaraderie, reinforcing the idea that humanity's greatest strength lies in our willingness to support one another. The sacrifices made by the scientists and engineers on Earth, who work tirelessly to develop a rescue plan, further highlight this theme. Their actions serve as a reminder that progress often requires collective effort and personal sacrifice. The film's use of light and color further emphasizes its themes. The warm, golden hues of the Martian sunrise and sunset contrast with the cold, sterile lighting of NASA's mission control, symbolizing the dichotomy between isolation and connection. As Watney's situation becomes more hopeful, the lighting shifts to reflect his emotional state, with brighter, more vibrant tones underscoring moments of triumph. Similarly, the use of music, particularly the disco soundtrack, adds a layer of irony and levity to the story. Songs like Starman and Waterloo. One of the most profound themes in The Martian is humanity's relationship with the unknown. Mars, as a setting, represents the ultimate challenge, a place that is as mysterious as it is dangerous. The film explores the idea that our desire to explore and understand the unknown is an intrinsic part of what makes us human. Watney's journey on Mars is not just about survival, it's about pushing the boundaries of what is possible. This theme is reinforced by the actions of the scientists and engineers on Earth, who are driven by the same curiosity and determination. Ultimately, The Martian is a celebration of the human spirit. Its themes of survival, resilience, hope, and connection resonate deeply, reminding us of our capacity to overcome even the most insurmountable challenges. Through its symbolism and carefully crafted narrative, the film invites viewers to reflect on their own struggles and triumphs, inspiring them to approach life's obstacles with the same determination and optimism as Mark Watney. In a world that often feels as vast and uncertain as Mars, The Martian offers a beacon of hope, reminding us that with ingenuity, collaboration, and a little bit of humor, we can navigate even the harshest of landscapes. Ridley Scott's The Martian is not only a story of survival and human resilience, but also a testament to the mastery of filmmaking techniques that brought the desolate beauty of Mars and the thrilling challenges of space exploration to life. From the first frame to the closing scene, the film immerses viewers in its meticulously crafted world, blending cutting-edge technology with creative storytelling. Every element, camera work, sound design, editing, and visual effects, was purposefully designed to elevate the film's atmosphere and emotional depth. Beyond the technical finesse, the movie's success at the box office underscores how these techniques resonated with audiences worldwide. At the heart of The Martian is its cinematography, helmed by Dariusz Wolski. The use of Aries Alexa cameras ensured a crisp, digital look that captured the stark contrasts of the Martian landscape. The orange-red tones of the planet's surface, juxtaposed with the cold blues and whites of NASA's Earth-based settings, visually emphasized the isolation and distance between Watney and humanity. The film's color palette served as a silent storyteller, reflecting the themes of survival and hope. Mars was painted as both hostile and strangely beautiful, its sweeping vistas and vast emptiness conveying the planet's indifference to Watney's struggle while also highlighting his remarkable perseverance. One of the film's standout techniques was its use of immersive visual effects. The production team, led by VFX supervisor Richard Stammers, collaborated with multiple studios to create the Martian environment. Instead of shooting on location in Wadi Rum, Jordan, a popular choice for Mars-like terrains, Ridley Scott opted for a hybrid approach. The film combined practical sets with computer-generated imagery to create a believable yet otherworldly setting. The sandstorms, the sprawling plains, and even the skies of Mars were meticulously rendered to enhance authenticity. These effects ensured that the audience never doubted for a second that they were on another planet, fostering a deep connection to Watney's plight. The habitat, HAB, Watney's base on Mars, was another remarkable achievement in production design. The interior of the HAB was constructed on a soundstage, designed with scientific accuracy in mind. Its cramped quarters and utilitarian layout added to the tension, reminding viewers of the fragility of Watney's situation. The HAB's design also served a symbolic purpose. It represented humanity's ability to carve out a semblance of home even in the most hostile environments. As Watney tinkered with the HAB, modifying it to suit his needs, the set became an extension of his character, a reflection of his ingenuity and will to survive. Ridley Scott's direction was instrumental in shaping the film's pacing and atmosphere. Known for his meticulous attention to detail, Scott created a balance between the high-stakes drama on Mars and the bureaucratic urgency on Earth. The split narrative, alternating between Watney's solitary efforts and NASA's coordinated rescue mission, was handled with precision. This structure ensured that the film maintained a steady rhythm, keeping viewers engaged without feeling overwhelmed by either storyline. Scott's ability to switch seamlessly between the intimate struggles of one man and the grand scale of an interplanetary rescue effort was a testament to his seasoned expertise. Sound design played a pivotal role in immersing viewers in the story. Supervising sound editor Oliver Tarney and his team crafted a rich auditory landscape that captured the contrasting worlds of Mars and Earth. On Mars, the soundscape was minimalistic, emphasizing the eerie silence of the planet. The faint hum of Watney's life support systems, the crunch of Martian soil beneath his boots, and the muffled roar of the storm outside created an intimate connection to his experience. In contrast, scenes set on Earth and aboard the Hermes were filled with the bustling sounds of machinery, conversations, and alarms, highlighting the stark differences between Watney's isolation and the collective effort to save him. The film's use of music further amplified its emotional impact. Composer Harry Gregson Williams delivered a score that was both understated and evocative, allowing the visuals and narrative to take center stage. The orchestral themes underscored the gravity of Watney's predicament while also conveying moments of triumph and hope. However, it was the incorporation of 1970s disco music that truly set the film apart. Songs like Donna Summer's Hot Stuff and ABBA's Waterloo provided a stark yet humorous contrast to Watney's dire circumstances. These tracks not only lightened the mood but also reinforced Watney's humanity, reminding viewers of his resilience, and humor editing was another crucial element that shaped The Martian's atmosphere. Editor Pietro Scalia faced the challenge of weaving together two parallel narratives, Watney's solitary journey and the global effort to rescue him, without disrupting the film's flow. The transitions between Mars and Earth were seamless, often linked by thematic or visual cues that kept the audience invested in both storylines. The decision to use Watney's video logs as a narrative device was particularly effective, allowing viewers to hear his thoughts and emotions directly. These logs not only provided exposition but also humanized Watney, making his struggle all the more relatable. The use of practical effects and real science added another layer of authenticity to the film. Ridley Scott worked closely with NASA to ensure that the technology and procedures depicted in The Martian were grounded in reality. From the design of the Mars rover to the calculations for creating water, every detail was vetted by experts. This commitment to accuracy paid off, lending credibility to the story and immersing viewers in a world that felt both futuristic and plausible. The launch and space sequences, for instance, were filmed using a combination of practical effects and CGI, resulting in scenes that were both visually stunning and scientifically accurate. One of the film's most iconic sequences, the final rescue, exemplified the seamless integration of filmmaking techniques. As Watney hurtles through space, relying on a makeshift maneuver to reach the Hermes, the tension is palpable. The camera work, shifting between tight close-ups of Watney's determined face and wide shots of the vast emptiness of space, emphasized the stakes of the moment. The editing heightened the suspense, cutting rapidly between Watney, the Hermes crew, and mission control on Earth. The sound design, which alternated between the silence of space and the chaotic urgency of the rescue team, kept viewers on the edge of their seats. This climactic scene was a masterclass in building tension and delivering an emotional payoff. The Martian's success extended beyond its technical achievements to its performance at the box office. With a production budget of approximately $108 million, the film grossed over $630 million worldwide, making it one of the highest-grossing films of 2015. Its appeal was broad, resonating with both science fiction enthusiasts and general audiences. The film's humor, optimism, and relatable protagonist contributed to its widespread acclaim, as did its universal themes of survival and human ingenuity. Critical reception further highlighted the impact of the film's filmmaking techniques. Reviewers praised Ridley Scott's direction, Matt Damon's performance, and the film's ability to balance drama, humor, and science. Audiences and critics alike appreciated the film's optimistic tone, a departure from the darker narratives often associated with space exploration. The use of visual effects and practical design was particularly lauded, with many noting how seamlessly the two were integrated to create a believable Martian environment. In the end, The Martian stands as a testament to the power of collaboration, both on and off the screen. The filmmaking techniques employed by Ridley Scott and his team not only brought the story to life but also reinforced its central themes of ingenuity and resilience. From the breathtaking cinematography to the immersive sound design and meticulous editing, every element worked in harmony to create an experience that was as thrilling as it was emotionally resonant. The film's success at the box office and its enduring popularity are a testament to the artistry and innovation that went into its creation, making it a landmark achievement in modern cinema. The success of The Martian, 2015, was not only the result of Ridley Scott's directorial prowess or the technical marvels that brought the Martian landscape to life, but also the remarkable cast that brought the characters to vivid, unforgettable life. The film featured a stellar ensemble, with each actor playing a crucial role in driving the story forward, particularly Matt Damon, whose performance as astronaut Mark Watney became the heart and soul of the film. The cast's chemistry, combined with their ability to embody the characters' complex emotions and motivations, was instrumental in making The Martian a cinematic achievement that resonated with audiences and critics alike. At the center of the film's success was Matt Damon, whose portrayal of Watney captured both the humor and desperation of a man stranded on Mars. Damon, known for his versatility across a wide range of roles, brought a unique blend of wit and vulnerability to the character. Watney's journey from isolation and survival to eventual hope was anchored by Damon's ability to convey the emotional complexity of the role. As the only human on Mars, Watney had to battle not only the physical challenges of surviving in a hostile environment, but also the psychological toll of loneliness and uncertainty. Damon's performance skillfully balanced these aspects, capturing both the seriousness of the situation and Watney's irrepressible humor. In interviews leading up to the film's release, Damon reflected on the challenges of playing such an isolated character. He noted how crucial it was to maintain the emotional authenticity of Watney's experiences, particularly as the film's tone fluctuated between high-stakes survival and moments of levity. Damon's commitment to the role was evident, as he took part in extensive training to prepare for the physical demands of the role. He worked closely with NASA to understand the science behind the mission and the technology used by the astronauts. His dedication paid off, as his performance was widely praised by both critics and audiences, earning him numerous award nominations, including a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Damon's interviews about the film also highlighted his admiration for the ensemble cast, which added depth and richness to the story. Each actor brought something special to their respective roles, whether it was the tight-knit teamwork of the NASA Mission Control Team or the contrasting personalities of the astronauts aboard the Hermes. One of the standout performances was that of Jessica Chastain, who played Melissa Lewis, the commander of the Aries 4 mission. Chastain, known for her ability to portray strong, determined characters, infused Melissa with a quiet yet resolute leadership. As the film's primary link between Watney and the Earth-based team, Chastain's portrayal was both commanding and compassionate, balancing the logistical challenges of space exploration with the emotional weight of her responsibility to her crew. Chastain's preparation for the role was just as thorough as Damon's. She spent time with NASA scientists and astronauts to learn about the complexities of space missions, ensuring her portrayal of a NASA commander was as realistic as possible. In interviews, Chastain expressed how much she appreciated the film's optimistic tone and how it reflected the human desire to help one another, even in the most dire situations. She also spoke about the camaraderie among the cast, particularly the chemistry with her co-stars, which translated into the film's seamless portrayal of a close-knit crew willing to risk everything to save one of their own. The supporting cast also played pivotal roles in the success of The Martian. Kristen Wiig, known for her comedic chops, portrayed NASA press officer Annie Montrose. Wiig's performance was a revelation for many, as she brought her unique sense of humor to a role that required a more restrained, professional approach. Her character's evolving relationship with the crisis on Mars mirrored the audience's own connection to the unfolding events, at first distant, then deeply invested in Watney's survival. Wiig's timing and delivery brought levity to some of the film's more tense moments, while also grounding her character in the reality of the high-stakes situation. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who played Vincent Kapoor, a NASA mission director, added another layer of gravitas to the ensemble. Ejiofor's portrayal of Kapoor, a man determined to bring Watney home despite the overwhelming odds, was both earnest and heartfelt. His character's dedication to the mission, despite the bureaucratic challenges he faced, was a testament to Ejiofor's ability to portray resilience and determination. His chemistry with Jeff Daniels, who played NASA Director Teddy Sanders, helped elevate the film's portrayal of the behind-the-scenes efforts to bring Watney back to Earth. Daniels, known for his commanding presence, portrayed a character who was burdened by the weight of responsibility yet deeply committed to the success of the mission.